Hi everyone, this is Miss Rapp, and today we are doing Unit 5, Lesson 6. Unit 5, Lesson 6, solving equations, as always, combining like terms and distributive property. This whole unit is standard 10, topic 1 through 4. I can solve linear, absolute value, quadratic, and exponential equations. If you notice, we're missing our exponentials. Exponentials don't really fit in with combining like terms. That's more of an Algebra 2 topic, but we'll deal with linear, absolute value, and quadratic today. So let's get started. I have a pencil, a pen, and a calculator, and my notes. Okay, guys, let's do it. So as we learned in lesson 5, step 1 for linear is distributing. So I get 4x minus 32 plus 12x equals 0. Okay, I need to combine like terms. These both have x's. So 4 plus 12x, you take this, you use the second sign. So 4 plus 12x is going to be 16x minus 32 equals 0. That's a lot of confusion happens there. Kids go like, is it 4x minus 12x or is it 4x plus? You take the sign of the number you're combining it with. So that would be positive 12x. So now we have to get that x by itself. So I get 16x equals 32. If I divide by 16 on both sides, I get x equals 2. Lovely. Okay, let's look at number 2. These 15 and the 9, those are like terms. Those are like terms because they're both constants. So when I combine them, it's 15 plus 9, which is positive 24. So now I want to get that x by itself, so I'm going to start working backwards and getting rid of things. Once again, everyone, you can use whatever strategy you want. By lesson 6, I feel like you probably got some type of strategy down. If you do not, please meet with your teacher and talk to them. So I divided by -3 on both sides, and I got positive 8. What number has a distance from 0 of positive 8? Oh, well, that's plus or minus 8. Okay, number 3, I see 2 like terms. That's going to be negative 4x squared plus 6, which is positive 2x squared minus 16 equals 0. This is a good place to pause. Okay, I want to get that x squared by itself. So I'm going to start isolating it and add 16 to both sides. 2 times x squared equals 16, so I'm going to divide by 2. Grab my calculator. To get rid of that squared, I'm going to square root. Every time you square root something positive, you get plus or minus. And that's not a perfect square, so let's just say plus or minus 2.82. I'm honestly not too worried about rounding. There you go. Okay, this is just like lesson 5. This is just like lesson 5. If you're like, oh, this is going a little too fast for me, I'm still a little rusty, I would review lesson 4 and 5 for sure. Okay, let's hit the next 6 problems. Okay, this is linear. Step 1, distribute. That's now negative 7x minus 21 plus 1 plus 3x equals 0. These just hang out because nothing changed on them. So now I'm going to combine like terms. Negative 7 plus 3 is negative 4x. Negative 21 plus 1 is negative 20. So I just combined like terms. I'm going to add 20 to both sides. Negative 4 times x, so I'll get rid of that by division. All done, x equals negative 5. Make sure that your work has some structure and some type of system going on. Okay. This is absolute value. And I can distribute into this because of the parentheses. So this is saying 6 times everything inside of here. So now that becomes 6 absolute value of x plus 18 plus 4 absolute value of x plus 2 equals 0. These are going to be different than what we did in the last lesson. So pay close attention. I have 6 absolute value of x's, and then I have 4 absolute value of x's. So altogether, I have 10 sets. 18 plus 2 is 20. Going to minus 20 on both sides. Divide by 10. This is looking a little sketchy because I get negative 2. There is nothing that has a distance of a negative. No solution. Moving on. Okay, number 6. The squared is on the inside and there's parentheses. So I actually can distribute into this because there's no power on the outside. So this becomes 3x squared minus 6. And the rest just hangs out and stays the same. So there's my first line of work. My second line of work is going to be combining all these like terms. 3x squared plus 2x squared. Well, I have 5 sets. Negative 6 minus 14. That's going to be negative 20. If you struggle with adding and subtracting negatives, this will be tricky to do quickly, but feel free to use a calculator. I want to isolate that x squared, so I'm going to start moving around it. Now this just turns into all the problems we're used to seeing. I take a square root. X equals plus or minus 2. This is a good moment to pause, stop, rewind, take a break, stretch out your hand, whatever you got to do. Obviously, I just got some pen on my finger. Okay, we have 3 more problems to do. Remember, guys, highlight or star any questions on the video check-ins. You can say, in problem number 5, Miss Rapp distributed, and that was confusing. These are the questions your teachers are looking to hear. Okay, we have a linear, we have an absolute value, we have a quadratic. Let's do it. It's our last 3 problems. You guys got this. Okay, I'm going to distribute that negative 8. So I get negative 8x minus 40, because negative 8 times positive 5, plus 12x minus 8 equals negative 4. These are all equal to numbers. The last 6 problems were equal to 0. Please notice that. Our work will not change. My next line is going to be combining like terms. Negative 8x plus 12. Well, I really have 4 sets then. Negative 40 minus 8 is negative 48. Going to add 48 to both sides. Negative 4 plus 48 is positive 44. Divide by 4 to get rid of that multiplication. X equals 11. You are now at a point in your solving skills that you can basically solve anything, which is pretty empowering, guys. You really are, you're crushing it. Okay, let's try number 8. So number 8 has no multiplying, just combining like terms and working backwards. And I know that because there's no parentheses for me to distribute. Okay, so 6 absolute value of x minus 8 is going to get me negative 2 absolute value of x. Negative 13 plus 7 is going to get me negative 6. So I just simplified the left side. Now let's start isolating that x. Right? 16 plus 6 is 22. I'll divide both sides by negative 2. This is feeling a little sketchy. What number is negative 11 spaces from 0? No number is negative 11 spaces. You can't have a negative absolute value. No solution. Okay, last but not least, let's try number 9. So number 9, my distributing happens over here. So this is a quadratic, and I can distribute. That'll become 6x squared minus 12 equals 7. I can distribute because the squared's on the inside. So that's a little trick. Negative 7 plus positive 6. So that's going to give me negative x squared. Negative 2 minus 12 is negative 14 equals 7. Add 14. I'll finish my work up here. I get negative x squared equals 21. I want to get rid of that negative, so I divide by negative 1. X squared equals negative 21. Go to square root. Can't do it. No solution. Can never square root a negative. Or when you square root a negative in Algebra 1, it gets you no solution. In Algebra 2, you will learn about complex numbers in I, in imaginary numbers. And yeah, that is today's lesson, everyone. Please do the video check-in to get credit. Have a great day. I will see you for the next lesson.